hello for the first time or welcome back to my channel. The first thing I want to mention is something which I am extremely excited about, hopeful about, is the fact that the poultry housing order is being lifted next week. So across England and Wales, on the 18th of April, poultry will now be allowed to go outside. So for me, I don't have very many hens. It's not like I'm producing eggs or broilers on a commercial scale, but they have been cooped up since, I want to say it was about last November. So they've been inside a very long time, and I know that they'll be absolutely desperate to get outside. So I'm excited, I'm hopeful. We've still got to be really vigilant and keep biosecurity as high as we can, as you should be doing all the time really. But the hens will be coming out, and next week I'm going to video them because, well, I hope they go crazy and are really excited, but they'll probably just pop out and just wander around as normal, won't they? If you do have poultry though, don't take my word for it. Check on the government website and online to make sure that you know exactly where you stand. Obviously I think it's just England and Wales. I don't know what Scotland are doing. Some of these things are different depending on which nation you're in. So yeah, double check online and make sure that you're doing everything right. As you guys know, I do spend a fair bit of time doing videos or taking pictures for my Instagram, and this dog just amazes me every time. I've just gone into this shed just because it's really windy outside, just to record those couple of bits, and he just sits there watching the world go by. So well behaved. I'm so lucky to have him. If you've been following me for a while, particularly more over on Instagram, you'll know that I host a podcast series. So the series is hosted alongside Lizzie, who I used to work with. We met in a previous job. Now, Lizzie isn't from a farming background at all, and obviously I'm the 5th generation here on the farm. And that's how the podcast actually came about. Lizzie had lots of questions for me about the farm, what we farmed, producing food, myths, misinformation, the list goes on. Similarly, I had lots of questions for her about the marketing side of her job, social media, the consumer point of view. And we thought that actually, if we had all these questions, other people would too. So we decided to start a podcast. So the podcast combined our two different perspectives and tried to bring them together and basically answer all the questions and ask all the questions so you didn't have to. We've been going for a couple of years, and recently we have gone through a rebrand, a name change, a really fresh new look, for various reasons that I won't go into, but we've had to go through this rebrand. But very excitingly, as this YouTube episode is released, the first episode of the new podcast series will also have been released. Now, I know lots of you will prefer watching videos because you are on YouTube, but if you like a podcast as well, I'd absolutely love it if you could go and check out Becca and Lizzie. It will be across all your usual streaming platforms. Now, the reason I'm talking about this week is because, to be honest, this week has pretty much been consumed with recording for the podcast and getting social media ready and all the other stuff. But what I did think is I would just show you what I use to record everything. Now, I'm not an expert, but I think basically it just goes to show that you don't need to be. My equipment isn't that advanced. You could manage without some of it. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you what I use. The first thing, and I would say the most important thing, is the microphone, because the sound quality on a podcast is absolutely what keeps bringing people back. We've also got these really cute personalised mic covers, which I love. But yeah, that microphone is crucial, I would say. The other thing that we use is this box here. Now, I'm not going to lie, I don't quite know what it does, but we were recommended this by Col, our previous videographer, so shout out to Col. And I mean, you can change things on those dials there, but I'm not 100% sure what it does, but apparently we needed it. When we recorded the podcast previously, we didn't actually have that box. We just had a microphone. So I think you can get away without that box, but we're just trying to make sure our sound quality is absolutely as good as it can be. This box is then plugged into my laptop, and then I have these headphones plugged into there as well. So actually, I mean, the wires look quite complicated, but pretty much you could just have the microphone and the laptop. Very simply, when we're speaking to guests, obviously we're not in the same room as them, might not even be the same county or same country. That's a hint for an upcoming guest. So we use Microsoft Teams to video call them. We record that video as well as a backup, but we use CleanFeed, which is kind of an online platform which you can separate each kind of sound input. So I'll have a separate stream to Lizzie, to the guest, so then it's easier for editing down the line, but it really is as simple as that. We try and keep the guests on the podcast varied, from different types of farms, different kind of jobs. We want to show people how food produced, what goes into food production, looking after the environment, animal welfare, other really important topics around agriculture such as careers available, mental health. So yeah, we try and keep a really broad and interesting discussion. If you've got any guest suggestions, I'd be really interested to hear them. We're always on the lookout for guests. We're booked up for, the next few months basically. But yeah, always interested for any suggestions. And obviously the most important part of the podcast is making sure that you have your little friend here. So he often sits on the sofa whilst I'm recording. Good boy. I'm here at Halton Farms in Cheshire. I'm here because we're doing our AHDB live stream from here this evening. Currently, these calves are so settled. This baby here is about 4 hours old. They're all heifers in here, so they'll be going back into the milking herd. This one has a fleece on to keep her warm, and she's been given plenty of colostrum, good quality colostrum, and they've all got access to water and a few pellets as well, so they are just so quiet. This is genuinely the most immaculate calf shed I have ever been in. The calves are so quiet, so settled. Got balls to play with, and they look so healthy. If you missed the AHDB live stream, we were talking about protecting and promoting British farming. You can catch up on it now either on my Instagram page or on the AHDB YouTube channel. Well, I'm ending the week in the Airbnb doing a changeover. Thank you as always for watching, and if you liked the episode, please do subscribe to my channel.